I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Blame Your Brother. Welcome to all the blamers in the house, in the chat room right now. So many people in the chat. It's blowing up. It's crazy. We love it. You can go check it out every Thursday night at blameyourbrother.tv. Come watch us record the show live. If you miss it, it's available on all podcast catchers, devices tomorrow. But we're going to go ahead and get started. This is Blame Your Brother. There are three of us that come to you every week. I am 1/3 of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D-Brew, voice of the people, Glenn Jackson, Nick Nickham, the spiritual midget, the dictator, the best there ever was. And I'm joined by the guy to the left of me. His name is Lee.
A.k.a. the best there ever will be, the best that there ever was. But my latest handle, Illuminati Lee.
That's good. All right. We also got the Burn Master sitting over here to the right of me. His name is John.
Hey, everybody. John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. PTI, the top coat wearing, dead spiral throwing, madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman. They do a madman. Okay, he's a madman.
Woo, there we go, guys. This is going to be a good episode.
And a top coat.
I know, man. John is feeling the flows over here. All right, guys. So if you're first time listening, we're going to talk about news, who knows what else, our lives, who knows what's going to come up. It's going to be fun. John's going to give advice to someone later on in the episode. So it is going to be a fun show. But before we can get started, we have to ask this every week. The BYB legal team makes me ask. Lee, John, myself, I'll start with Lee. Do you have any apologies or retractions? I'll start with John this week. John, any apologies or retractions?
Oh, yes. Yes, many retractions. If any of you were out in the Twitterverse and saw what transpired, you'll know what I'm talking about, and I apologize.
What are you talking about?
Lee and I had a little Twitter war, and I guess that's what losers do now, is they shake their fist, something like that. But
wow.
Anyways, it was atrocious.
Okay, there we go. All right, and
I'm sorry you lost.
Lee, any apologies or retractions for
yourself? Yeah, well, I did. I got something from the legal team. They said we might possibly have some legal ramifications from the Dear John segment. It's not what you think, though. So evidently, there's a movie released in 2010 called Dear John. I don't know if you've seen this.
I did not see it, but I'm familiar with it.
They're having to go back through all the previous episodes to make sure there's no copyright infringement for Dear John. I just want to read this description, see if this rings a bell.
All right, go ahead.
A romantic drama about a soldier who falls for a conservative college student while he's home on leave. And it sums up the segment, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure. So is that
that's exactly like our Dear John?
Is that really you're apologizing because a movie?
No. This is the lawyers came to me with
starring
this.
Channing Tatum. Shares the same name as a segment called Dear John. All right.
No, that's the lawyers. The lawyers.
Okay.
The lawyers came to me.
What else do you got?
Okay, so I apologized last week. We were talking about some pretty heavy stuff, and nothing I seemed to say really got to the heart of what I really wanted to say.
To the heart of the matter.
You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was kind of being a buffoon. I was saying stuff just randomly. Our key of the week was rape is bad. That's just a silly key.
But my knees get weak.
So, but I thought one of our fellow podcasters summed it up best.
Were you thinking about forgiveness?
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Even if you don't love me anymore.
Can I get serenade in the background?
Go ahead.
So this is the tweet from Hazel Sunshine of the Cooter and Minx podcast.
All right.
She says, I don't want anyone to feel intimidated and scared. Can't all people just be kind to one another regardless of gender?
Well,
I thought that was good. I felt like that's what I was trying to say.
That's good. Don't get me wrong. But anytime that starts off, you're just like, well, this person's about to crap all over my point. It's cool in
the
theory.
mad pooper strikes again.
I mean, can't we all be kind to another would be great, but some people do not deserve kindness, such as
Nazis,
rapists,
tropical storms.
Tropical storms.
Yeah.
And our last one was... I don't know.
Pedophiles?
Pedophiles, yes.
Okay, I think that's assumed. Like, just the people that...
that's
Hey, you know what happens when you assume.
But regardless
Is that
of
in
gender,
parentheses then?
regardless of gender.
Okay.
You know?
Regardless of
Anyway.
gender. All right. Do you have anything you actually... So you're just basically stealing her tweet.
Yeah. Well, I felt like if you go back and listen to the show, which I think you should if you haven't heard it, you'll see what you see what I mean. So, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
Moving on.
Say, did I do anything wrong? I'm supposed to apologize for like 2 weeks ago. Apparently, I tweeted out something to Fox 17 and used Fox TV instead. So Michael Anthony wanted me to correct that in real time and say, I'm sorry, Fox 17, that I didn't use your proper tweet. When
Actually, for those of you listeners, Dave was actually also talking about not just the local Fox, but also Fox in Michigan. So
it just came in.
That covered, yeah.
Apology accepted.
All right, apology
So,
accepted. Thank you, Michael Anthony. We appreciate your apology. Okay, so we appreciate your apology.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
David is obviously not the problem ever. Right?
Never.
The anti-problem. I solve them.
Yeah, that's great. Another handle.
Well, we got that out of the way, guys. Okay, so let's start with, did anything exciting or fun happen in anybody's week? Lee, what about you?
Well, I'm kind of on house arrest right now. You know, I got like T-minus like 2 weeks before the baby's due, so I kind of have to hang up my wicked ways. No more drinking, partying, live musicking, boot scoot boogieing. All that's out the door. Just sitting around, with the keys, got the car warmed up, filled with gas.
It sounds like a Kid Rock song.
It is.
I'm just sitting here, just wasting time, not drinking, not smoking, trying to clear my mind.
The opposite of Kid Rock song.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, that was kind of my weekend. But
So
I did
He's
watch.
living his life in a slow hell.
I watched Blade Runner.
The new one.
No, the old one. In preparation of hopefully watching the new one. That's how big of a change my life has gone. I'm hoping to watch.
Did you watch the new one?
No. We watched the old one in preparation of the.
It's 3 hours. I wanted to go see it, but I couldn't find the time, and my wife does not want to go see it.
3-hour movie.
All movies are 3 hours now, man.
Really?
Like
They're getting there.
They're getting there.
There for a while they were all like 60 minutes. I felt like.
Well, I was home sick from work the other day, and I watched Baby Driver, which is really good. I watched War for the Planet of the Apes, which was not good at all. Ugh.
I don't understand the whole Planet of the Apes thing.
Well, the first two were good, but
you talking about like the old school?
No, the new ones. See,
that's why I don't understand the chronological. Like, I don't know when I'm supposed to start watching.
Rise of the Planet Apes is the first one, I believe. Dawn of the Planet Apes is the second one. War for the Planet Apes is the last of the new one.
I feel like there's been more than that.
There's been 3 new ones, and then you go back to Planet of the Apes. So,
really?
Yeah, so it's kind of like Star Wars. The newest ones are actually the beginning.
I feel like there's been more than 3 new ones.
Oh, no, there's been 3 new ones. I guarantee it. So
did they re-release it?
Well, I mean, if you include the Mark Wahlberg one as a new one.
I
didn't say it was good.
What does that mean?
I'm not saying it was good.
So there were more?
Yeah, there's been a couple.
What is that? See, that's what I'm saying. I'm confused.
There's been 4. There's outside of the Charlton Heston movies, there have been 4 Planet of the Apes movies.
4 total.
Yes.
So only 3 plus 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is the plus 1?
The Mark Wahlberg one.
Tim Burton one.
Why is it considered plus 1?
Because it's a remake of the original Planet of the Apes, but they changed a lot of the things in it, and it was kind of stupid. So it was not a good movie. But anyways, I watched it. War of the Planet of the Apes, skip it, and then I watched a movie called Bone Tomahawk. If you haven't seen this, stars Kurt Russell, Patrick Wilson, a few other people. It's a really good movie. It's like a Western movie, and it's crazy. Like you just got to watch it. I don't even want to really tell you what's about.
Western?
It's kind of Western. Basically these Indian type people.
You just said you didn't want to tell me.
Well, no, this is a brief synopsis. Somebody gets kidnapped and they have to go save these people
with a bone tomahawk.
And Kurt Russell is fantastic in it. No, the other people have the bone tomahawks, and there are some things in the movie you cannot unsee. But anyway,
well, then I don't know if I want to. No,
I'll check it out. It's good. It's a good movie.
What kind of things am I not going to be able to unsee? Death?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking
about?
Forms
of death.
Is it
yes.
Rape?
No rape. No rape.
Is it like a tropical depression?
Just watch it and
Any
see.
Nazis?
No Nazis in it, so it's clear on the BYB scale. But yeah, definitely go check it out. So I saw a bunch of movies. I did celebrate my 12-year wedding anniversary this past weekend.
Congratulations, my friend.
It's been 12 years, and I got sick while I was that night. Anyway,
riding that train.
Bad times, but yeah, it was fun. It's a good week. Nice week. Stayed busy with all the normal stuff. So there you go. John, what about you?
I got my sleep test kit in the mail.
Uh-oh.
So I hooked all this stuff up to my chest and up my nose and
any other
tried to go to
cavities?
sleep. Huh?
Any other cavities like
No.
ears or
Anal?
belly
No.
button?
Anal probe?
No.
We need to see how the anal probe really affects your sleep, and we'll come to watch. We'll help. We'll assist with
I
you.
slept like a baby.
We're going to give you these pills. Just take them. So how did it go? Did you feel like you slept good, or was it hard to
No,
sleep?
because the main body of the unit is on your chest, and I sleep on my chest mostly. So I had to resort to sleeping on my side. And
I'm a side sleeper.
Yeah.
Don't you have a theory about sleeping, John? And
sleeping
hair
connecting
loss?
to hair loss, yeah.
Go ahead. Throw it on us.
Don't do it, John.
There's no
Keep
proof
that on-
behind
just
it.
keep
It's
it-
just an idea
Just keep it on your
Okay,
chest.
so
that
there's-
no one has explored yet. So I mean, it's not disproven.
Hold on. There's no proof behind it as much as your global warming argument. Okay,
Exactly.
go ahead.
There's
Go
no
ahead.
proof behind it, but
Go
there's
ahead.
no proof against it as well.
I think we need like a little graphic on the
what?
screen where it's
Wait.
like a shower and it's like John shower thoughts
Yeah.
and a little bubble comes up.
All right, go ahead, John. Just
Anyway, I have a theory that depending on what position
I've
you
got a
sleep
theory.
on, he's yes.
Wow, it's
thank
a
you for that.
musical.
that
It's a-
tonight's gonna be a good night.
That-
just a
yeah,
musical
how you
episode
sleep.
Tonight's gonna be a good night. I've got some hair. It's falling out. Go ahead, give me a theory. Just give me a theory.
Depending
can't
on
compete
how
with
you
that.
sleep, it would designate
the position that
Yeah.
you sleep in. So just give us just like spit it out, man. Give us the details.
I'm trying to. Anyway,
You're doing a horrible job.
Well, you heard me say it, so why don't you deliver it?
Okay,
Then?
maybe I should.
Balding, sleeping on my side now.
No,
Losing my
it's when
hair.
you sleep on your back.
Let him give the details.
It's so
Let him give-
ridiculous. I'm trying to drown it out with the black eyed peas.
I see that. I see
Yes.
Okay, so you think if you sleep on your side, you won't go
No,
bald?
no, this is not it.
You're
It's-
less
it's
likely
back.
to.
Back and
Yeah, back you go
front,
bald.
not side.
No, side you're safe. That's why I'm saying.
Side leads to a coma over, I believe.
He didn't say that.
No,
So if you sleep on your back, you'll lose your hair.
You're more likely to have thinning hair.
All right, tweet at us at BYB with what you think of that hair
What,
loss
sir,
theory.
is fake news.
All right, so what do you got to do with this test now? So you did the test, you send it back.
I sent it back. The doctor called me the other day and said that I do have sleep apnea, but it's quite minor, and it may or may not have anything to do with my headaches.
Well, that's not good. I mean, in a sense, you know,
Yeah.
you want it to be tied into your sleep. So now what do you do?
Well, he said that they could offer me like a temporary loaner machine to use in my sleep, but and then if it seems to work, they'll give me one.
Okay,
And
so you're gonna
so-
get a loaner pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, keep us up to date. That actually, I actually do want to know more about that, and hopefully maybe it will cure your headache. I don't
You're
know.
getting a loaner? Is
Yeah.
that like a bowling shoes?
They spray
I don't
it.
like the sound of that. This is something you put on your mouth or whatever? Yeah, they just got some spray.
We borrowed it from the bowling alley.
The mask is always
Remove it like
yeah.
it's disposable or
Yes.
whatever.
All right.
Still.
Well, so we'll stay tuned. If you didn't know John, he's having some problems sleeping, so we'll see if that fixes the problem. All right, so I guess that was the week then. If nothing else happened, I guess we got some topics to dive into this week. I guess with Harvey Weinstein dominating the news, that's still kind of going around. So
I thought that already jumped the shark.
Well, it did. So
Nobody-
that's what I'm saying. So we're going to
it's
get
onto the Me Too movement.
I think we're going to get into. Oh, John. I
what
think-
it is.
God.
What, are you saying that you and Harvey Weinstein are starting a Me Too movement? Is that what you're saying?
No, there is a movement that's referred to as #MeToo.
I know, but you're doing the rebuttal. It's you and that creeper that you wanted to hang out with.
No.
I too have a casting couch. Me too. And instead of TOO, you're doing just the number TWO. Right?
Yeah.
There's two of us.
Me and two other women in the bed with me. All right.
So did you happen to hear the Eminem Cypher? Is that what it's called?
I did Cypher. So yes.
Why? I don't know. Where did
it's just what it's called every year? He does like multiple ones of these.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. I'm a little uneducated about.
I'll give a plug
Eminem.
to another podcast, Fake Ass Radio Show. It's a really good podcast. You just go check it out. They discussed it a little bit in detail, their newest episode, so go check it out. But I think we talked about it a little bit last week, but we actually had a listener of the program send in their response to Eminem's rap. So are we ready to hear this? It is radio edited. And can I say who it's from, or should I not?
Yeah.
Okay. This is from listener Brandon, who...
also known as Tyler.
Tyler
you might have
Durden.
seen him in Gone in 60 Seconds.
Okay,
he has been in the chat before.
Here we go. This is his response to Eminem.
The government. The divide and conquer tactics. No way we are going to stand by and fall for that shit. No more. We starting to see the scheme for what it is. Sending a bunch of little kids, programmed and conditioned by the endless propaganda distributed by the corporations trying to get them bids. Yeah, them government contracts that pay to play, gain all the power, and when they cry rape, you simply walk away. Because they pay for that. They finance the campaigns knowing that they are the ones in power. Puppet masters not giving a about how many lives they devour. What's a couple thousand bombs dropped in Vietnam? Or making up some shit so they can invade Iraq, making it look like it's all about Saddam. Finance terrorists using them as proxies. It's been going on behind our backs. Since we were selling plane motors to the Nazis, that's a lie. It's been going on for longer than that. The governments are the problem. That's a fucking fact.
There we go. So that is the response. Lee, what do you think of that?
Do you think we really sold plane motors to Nazis?
Man, we probably did before we jumped on the other side. I'm sure we were neutral, weren't we? Right?
Oh, were we?
Yeah, in World War II, we were neutral for a long period of time, weren't we?
What do you think finally flipped it? Like France? When they took over
No, when they bombed Pearl Harbor, man. That's when we joined the war. Yeah, that's when we joined the war. Pearl Harbor got attacked, man. No, we were very neutral up until then.
I guess I'm just showing my ignorance of history. Okay, I don't know.
That's fine.
It was a little bit more detailed than that.
I'm sure there's some more. Yes.
So yeah, we were just selling. I mean, would the Nazis even want an American?
I'm
motor?
sure. Heck yeah, why not?
So because I think theirs were better.
So what I think about this response, I enjoyed it. I agree with some of it for sure. Is that, and I keep coming back to this point, and I'll keep making it until the day I die. Especially Weinstein related to the Clintons, is that Bill Clinton was accused of rape, sexual assault multiple times, and this was never ever brought up by the media at the time.
I wouldn't say it was never brought up. It was
brushed under the rug. It was ignored. Hillary Clinton ran. She didn't respond to the claims that her husband was going around sexually. And she said, her quote was, if a woman speaks up and says she was sexually assaulted, you must take it as fact.
Well, I think the whole thing with Flowers, was that the woman?
Jennifer Flowers is not
Jennifer
one of
Flowers,
them. One of them.
Because that was the one that you're talking about,
yeah,
right?
No.
Because he was like, he was riding around with a cop, and a cop pulled her over, and Bill Clinton came up to the car and was like, hey,
why don't
you come back to the
She had an affair with him. There were other women in the White House that said he groped them.
And I haven't heard.
Well, of course she didn't hear about it because it was buried.
I mean, probably I just wasn't listening too.
I don't think anyone cared. So he's saying basically they paid these people off where they could stay. It's really attacking Hillary Clinton. A lot of it is.
You think so?
Oh,
I feel like he's attacking the system. Like he even says it. Like he starts off the rap with "bleep the government."
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Not bleep the Hillary Clinton.
But Hillary and Obama were in office, and I've read some of his posts online. He's saying they were attacking Syria. That Syrian rapper or Syrian guy posted something on our Facebook page. If you go check it out, facebook.com/BYBpod. He said Obama and Hillary were dropping bombs on them the entire time they were in office. So
I don't think it's purely anti-Hillary as much as it just anti-government, which those people are just part of the establishment.
Well, she was the establishment.
Yeah, like I'm not saying that he would shy away from attacking Hillary Clinton. I'm just saying that's not the point.
Well, basically whoever's in office.
Yes.
But he talked about specifically about people being paid off to not speak up against sexual assaults. To me, that's a dig on Hillary and Bill.
So here's the thing: there's an anarchist that's coming to a bar, and evidently he's going to like give a speech and then hang out or something. I don't really understand. Was that something you would go to?
Probably not. I mean, I don't have any. What's an anarchist going to offer me? I mean, these guys.
I don't know. You tell me.
What do you stand for? Nothing. Oh, man, that's awesome. Great.
But I don't think that's what he would say. Like,
what would he say?
He doesn't. He's just anti. Like, in the point of anarchy is just the absence of a controlled government. Or
he just wants to he wants no government like that. He thinks that would work. I mean, let's get real here for a minute. I mean, you're one world government. That goes against everything you stand for. I'm a libertarian.
If we didn't have a government, all three of us would be screwed.
Oh, we'd be in big trouble.
Why would we particularly be in trouble?
Would there be no police?
Which one of us has a gun?
None of the above.
Exactly.
So when someone broke into your house, who would you call?
Ghostbusters.
Exactly. Yeah, you better call Ghostbusters. You better hope it's a ghost breaking in your house.
So step one, we need to go get guns.
The roads would dissolve. They would be untravelable.
I mean, are you saying this to me because I have the same argument?
No, I'm saying no.
I'm just we're saying that without a government body, we'd be screwed.
But I guess the big problem I think with what he expresses in in the Tyler Cypher is can we just call it the
Tyler Cypher? Sure.
Is that it's not so much a government as much as it is a corrupt government then? Because you're saying a government is absolutely necessary.
Yes, it is for sure. Yes, but how much transparency can a government even offer you? I mean, we can't know everything that's going on. That's ridiculous. Like, there are security threats that we don't know about every day. Like,
why not?
There'd be mass pandemonium in the streets if they just put out every time.
Plus, I mean, if we had access to all information, that means other countries would have access to all that information as well.
This is true.
I mean, I get that, but there's got to be a way to make it happen. So it's a lose-lose. It's a rigged game. It's a fixed system. We're just doomed.
I don't mind not knowing all the details. You know, there's some stuff I just don't want to know about.
Like hair loss, apparently.
Yeah, hair loss. Is
what if they were, what if it came to light that they were spying on your text messages?
It already has. What do you mean?
I'm talking to John. John doesn't realize.
Fine.
John doesn't realiase this.
It's a little too late for that. I mean, it's called the paycheck guy.
What would you do if the government...
What would you do if the government took part of your paycheck and they just called it taxes? Oh, my gosh.
I don't know. Maybe John doesn't know. Okay, so there's this attack in Niger that they're like having to, like, the government is investigating itself. What do you make of that?
I think that's poor form, obviously.
That's weird, though.
Nothing good's going to come out of it. I agree.
So, do you remember the Bay of Pigs? I was like too young to remember.
No, I wasn't even alive.
Very similar?
But that's what I'm saying. Isn't that something very similar?
I'm literally your brother. How would I remember this? We weren't even born when the Bay of Pigs happened.
I was talking to the blamers.
Lee, how did you feel when Kennedy was shot?
I was talking to the blamers.
Oh, okay, but yeah, I don't know. Is the perfect government a reality? No, of course not. I mean, men are wicked in some degrees. Different degrees of wickedness lie to them. You know, if there's money involved, big amounts of money, and you're putting people in office, there's going to be corruption.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a fact. So what do? You eliminate money? I don't want to live in that world, but some people do. One world government type people. They want
no money would be great, wouldn't it?
So now on Mr.
Bitcoin is money.
So Mr. Robot, which I'm watching, episode 2 came out, and the big story of it is the Bitcoin. Basically, the money is gone. Yeah. So the Chinese government's like, yes, buy our Bitcoin. And I saw a story today. If you purchased a Bitcoin when they first come out, like $100, you would have several thousands.
No, you'd have like a million.
Oh, it's a million? I thought it was like hundreds of thousands.
Now they're worth 1,000.
Okay.
So if you bought 100, it'd be a million, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm
math was
never
my strong suit.
Yes, it was. You were the best. You and John arguably were the two best math people at this table.
Which is not saying much. I went into computers so that computers could do the math for me.
Computers is all
Give me
math.
a calculator. Okay,
Coding is nothing but math, right?
No.
Some of it
that's
is.
the whole point. Like, yeah, there is some programming which is math oriented. So it's actually all the math and then the coding is secondary.
Okay.
I do the type where it's coding first and it does the math for you.
Well, do the math for us real quick. And if you had purchased Bitcoins, I want some Bitcoins.
It'd only be 100,000.
That's what I said. I said like 100,000. Yeah.
But if you bought 100 shares for $1, that would be a million.
We should have got in on the
That would be it.
Why didn't you tell us?
Maybe not.
Why didn't you tell us to get in on the Bitcoin experience?
There are many things I am, and a what is fortune teller? What is it? What do you
wait, you knew about this government texting thing. You couldn't tell us about the Bitcoin.
Wait till I tell you about taxes.
Okay, so
Anyway, so talking about robots, I'm glad you brought up robots.
I don't know how that.
Have you seen the mega robot battle?
I mean, I saw a short link that you sent us earlier, but I did not watch it. So if
this
you want
is
to go ahead and tell us what's going on with that.
So there's a American team of giant robot builders and a Japanese team of giant robot builders, and they built 2 giant robots, and they've had the first international duel of giant robots
That they build. I mean, they build all this, right?
Yes, they build the robots.
Okay.
Let's see if we can fast forward. Here they are, right here. Oh, no.
This is where at?
They did it in Japan, of course.
Yeah, go figure.
So remember when we were young, that was kind of a big thing, but like,
Yeah, it was called
Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
Robot Wars.
Oh yeah, all
movie.
that. So what? Tell us a little bit about it. What intrigues you about this Robot Wars? Number one, these guys doing this. Whoa, you got to be kidding me here. But anyway.
But okay, so you told me to tell you about the Bitcoin. I'm telling you right now, take all your money and invest it in robot dueling.
Listen,
this is the future, man.
This is a future apology and retraction. Do not do what he just said.
This is
Blame Your Brother does not assume any responsibility for you losing all your money.
Imagine you had gotten in on the ground floor of the NFL.
Look at these guys. Are you joking? If you're watching the video live, these guys.
Just go to www.megabots.com and check it out for yourself.
You would invest money in these idiots?
You will immediately just
look at this guy. He's oh my God. So Lee,
listen.
You're saying right now,
ground floor.
You're encouraging people. How do you put money into it? What do you got to do?
I'm sure they have like an email address, a Facebook page,
GoFundMe.
I would recommend they have a YouTube page that you can leave comments.
Look, it looks fun. Don't get me wrong. It's got 2 million views on YouTube, so that is something.
That's what I'm saying. You can get in on the ground.
Well, you can build a robot maybe and do what are these parts? What do you do? I mean, I've seen the little Robot Wars, and they're always disappointing to me. It's one spinning thing that just beats everything.
I guarantee you will be disappointed if you watch this.
Well, I won't watch it then, but
it's only going to get better. Like, could you imagine being there for the first football game?
No.
What do you think that was like?
Probably would have been terrible.
That's what I'm saying.
This crap?
But
imagine you had taken all your money and invested it in the first football game.
You'd be broke today because they would have swindled you out of your money somehow. It wouldn't matter. Like, the NFL's like, here you go. Here's your return.
This is so the one robot.
Kind of like the guy from Facebook.
Are they shooting paintballs at each other,
yes,
Lee?
Yes, and this one sends out a drone. And it has like a smoke machine, and it lands on It's very.
How do you win? You just knock the other person over?
You can knock them over, or you can disable the robot, or create a safety hazard, and they have to call off the.
They're just knocking barrels over, and they can't walk over it, so it's the end of it.
Basically.
All right. Well, Lee's telling you guys right now, the giant robot duel.
Here's the magic drone.
It's a drone. It's gonna see you. You can see me. I'm right here, guy. Okay.
Oh no.
You just knocked the drone over.
I'm just telling you. Just watch them. I mean, I don't know. I'm a nerd, I guess. I try to deny it.
So that's Lee's pick of the week, everybody. A giant robot duel.
Robot Wars.
Megabots.com.
Megabots.com. All right. What else we got, man?
Okay. Where do you want to go?
Let's go Idiot of the Week. You want to start up the Idiot of the Week? You got that
Idiot of the Week?
Idiot of the Week. Let's just get the music out of the way.
Oh my God, I am surrounded by idiots.
You idiots! To the Idiot Mobile. You idiot!
You're an idiot.
Well, that's because you're an idiot.
All right, guys. I don't know if you knew, but I went to TSU. I've said before, I'll say it again. Blackest man on the show. I did go to TSU for 2 years. I was the only white guy in many classes. It was cool. I liked it. But anyway, this story comes, unfortunately, from my college, TSU.
Your alma mater.
Headline reads...
Well, this wasn't the only time they made news this week either.
Well, no, yeah. We can talk about the other one. TSU student accused of contaminating roommate's drink with toilet water. So apparently these two females were roommates with each other. And the one roommate started noticing she was getting sick often and lost a bunch of weight. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe it's freshman college. Whatever. Things happen. You lose weight sometimes.
They have what is it, the sophomore 20 or
it's
the
freshman 15?
The freshman, the
sophomore 20. I am 300 pounds as a senior. So anyways, thanks to Snapchat, which we've talked about before, John exposed another bad person.
Yes.
What was her name? She was a Playboy model or something. She was taking pictures of women in the dressing room. Unacceptable, guys. That's a hashtag me too. But anyways, this Tierna Williams was going in the bathroom and filling up her water bottles with toilet water.
It's disgusting.
And recorded it on Snapchat, laughing about it, and that's how she was exposed. So she's an idiot for a number of reasons. Number one, you're an idiot for doing that to another human being. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. That is unjustifiable. Like, unless they were a bad person, I mean, I don't even know if it's justifiable ever. But anyway, so she was charged criminally. She has been charged.
Of course.
So she will not be going to TSU this semester. I wouldn't. Well, maybe not. But anyways, yes, the video indicates Miss Williams got liquid from a toilet in a styrofoam cup and poured it into the victim's water bottles, which were her side of the room. She is charged with, this is a good charge, adulteration of food or liquid and causing bodily harm. What would you do if this was your roommate, guys?
Oh, I mean, you'd just be so angry.
Would you beat him up? Is this justifiable for violence? Does this allow violence?
I mean, I don't know if I'm a person that turns to violence, but it might.
John, would you punch somebody in the face?
Violence? No, I'd probably do something to their stuff though.
Oh my God!
Counter poison.
No.
Tires,
I would like
put their car up on a block. What?
Yeah, maybe slash tires. I can.
Well, thanks. So I would, yeah. I mean, I would punch him. I mean, in the face. You have to. Come on, man. You see this video, and this is why you've been sick all this time. What is wrong with people?
The good news is she did lose some weight, right?
Well, there you go.
So,
dear John, my roommate has been putting toilet water into my bottles here, John.
I've recently started going to school and have gained 15 pounds. What do I do to lose these 15 pounds?
Start drinking toilet water. All right. Thanks you, John. That's a dear John.
Put her in a fat
Put
suit.
him in a fat suit.
Yeah, so social media once again exposes people. What is wrong with people? What is
Obviously you're not so bright if you're doing this.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's like she had to know she was going to get caught.
I do want to say this might be monumental. This might be the first black person that has achieved Idiot of the Week fame.
I don't see color, man.
Well, I do because I have to post those pictures. But I think they've all been whiteys up until this point. I mean, we had the Miami Dolphins coach, the jogger that was pooping all over the place,
Steven
Seagal. Then we had Mr. John Skipper of ESPN. And I can't remember a few more, but I believe this is the first.
Did Mr. Withers make it?
Matter.
I don't think so. I think it was before we did it. But
mean,
anyways,
what do you think? Like, I just want to know, like, what was this? Like, can you even fathom what a possible motivation would be for this?
Just a sick person.
She probably thought it was funny.
Yeah,
it's not. But I mean,
she was laughing in the video, like, "Oh, this is gonna be hilarious, man! This is a YouTube prank."
I mean, that would be one thing if it was just a prank and you didn't think it would hurt him.
It's a social experiment, bro.
I imagine when she was doing it, she didn't think it would hurt her.
Really?
I would hope so.
Really?
I mean, like I said, I would hope so.
That's pretty dumb.
So
naive is the word.
If you're this woman too, can you ever trust another roommate ever?
No, I'd go to the campus and go, you've got to put me in my own room from here on out for the rest of the time. I mean, I'm sorry, but this
I'm a RA from here on out.
Yep.
Okay, here's the other thing. I've heard other people's stories talking about toothbrush alterations.
Oh yeah.
So is that not the same thing? Like if you took someone's toothbrush and dangled it in the toilet bowl?
This was repeated, man. This was done over like days.
Also, the toothbrush doesn't stay in your system. The water gets into your system and it's there for days.
Didn't y'all have a problem with a toothbrush at the co-ed house one time or something? Somebody was messing with someone's toothbrush.
I don't remember.
I don't know what you're talking about. But please tell us the story.
I know there was some situation where the
Kenny did say he did something to John's toothbrush. Yeah. You're right. He said he stuck it up his ass.
No, he said that?
Yeah, he did.
Why would he say that?
I think he said it to John too. I don't know.
No, he did not say that to
Yeah, he did.
Do you think he actually did that?
No, because I'd have retaliated.
I think we were moving out, bro.
So you would stick a toothbrush.
Fish don't fry in the kitchen.
Would you stick a toothbrush up your butt?
I wouldn't stick anything there. No, that's a do not enter.
Not even a dude wipe? Official sponsor of BYB.
You're not sticking it up there. You're just using it to clean it. It's a little different.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's a toothbrush.
Well, there you go. College shenanigans. Plus, in TSU's homecoming was this past weekend. And guess what? More shootings happened on campus. Big shocker there. Every year is if you go to TSU homecoming, there will be a shooting, and they have lived up to that hype every year.
Did someone get killed, or would they
not this year?
I thought they were just popping.
But
shots
a guy
on
was
them.
walking through the parking lot with an AK-47. I mean, that's not a party. That's danger. I mean,
that's not a party. That's danger.
I mean, come on. He's not even the one that was shooting the gun. I mean,
no party. It's like the TSU party.
So I apologize for my alma mater this week. I would like to offer an apology and a retraction for everything that's happening at the TSU campus. So, all right. What else? Obviously, we're having a little bit of difficulty with the stream, but whatever. Let's keep it moving.
Okay.
Keep it moving.
I wanted to ask you guys about the stolen valor story.
All right, here we go.
So I know this is, we don't really like doing Trump news all that much anymore, because honestly, who does? But I thought this story was really hilarious. So a military veteran was on Fox News, and he had made a presidential seal out of glass, and he wanted to present it to President Trump, right? And this guy is 72 years old, and he had went on Fox News and said that he had served 7 years as a Navy SEAL. He had received 22 commendations, including 2 Purple Hearts, and listed twice as missing in action during Vietnam. And then so come to find out it was all a lie. And he came out and just admitted to it.
Isn't this bad about Fox News that they didn't even check this guy's records? I mean, this guy called him a hero during the interview, and they said, "God bless John Garofalo." I mean, isn't there some kind of fact checking from CNN, Fox, any of them, or they just run stories now? They're just like, "Hey, we got to fill another hour of programming. Let's invite this guy on. He's got a seal. He's got this thing. He's got to be telling the truth. We couldn't manufacture these things."
He's a real badass.
And Donald Trump said what? He was a tough man. I mean, this is embarrassing on a couple of levels for so many reasons. John, I mean, what? Give me something here. Give me something.
I mean, I agree. There's so many. It should be easy to check those facts, and yet no one did it. I mean, it should be super easy. But a Navy SEAL, there's got to be a list somewhere.
But the White House, even the White House didn't check it.
I know.
Let's just run it, man. This guy, he looks like a veteran. He's a white guy. He's 72. Let's do it.
He's white and he's old and he can spell Navy. Let's get him in there.
This should be embarrassed. This should be a bigger story, really, than I haven't even heard of this story. So this should be a bigger story. I don't know what website this is on. It is their top story, but the Daily Beast. Well, there you go. It tells you a little bit right there. But anyway,
it fake news?
No, it's liberal website. But anyway, hey, on this one, they're right. You got to call it when it's right. When it's right, it's right. And this guy, he's a piece of junk. He's a piece of trash.
This is not the first time we talked about fake news.
So what do you do, people that lie about military service? Should that be illegal? Because I don't think it is illegal.
I mean, it should be illegal to present yourself as a veteren. Yes. I mean, I don't. You're right.
I think for to receive any kind of stipend or anything, anything that is accessible only to veterans, it's illegal to pose yourself as a veteron. But
but just going around saying you're a veteran, who cares?
I don't think it's against the law.
Men's Warehouse discount or something.
A Groupon discount.
A Groupon discount. If you're a veteran out there and you're claiming Groupon discounts, this guy right here, he's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Just once again, it speaks into, and we got Not Playing Stupid. We got Sal with us. I know he was in the military, so I know if I was in the military, I would be very outraged over this. I was not. I'm not that. I mean, I'm outraged, but I'm not as much as I could be. But to me, it goes back to the news is just too fast these days. They want to break every story the second it happens. There's no fact checking, no verification of stories or anything. It's just ridiculous. It's just unacceptable.
The worst part is this. I mean, it's not a great story. I mean, they could have taken the time to research this.
Like an hour. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't take very long. Okay. Well,
this is worse than the whole Santa Claus dude.
Mr. Garofalo, you're trash. You're garbage. You're a loser. Get out.
Okay, this is a story that you wanted to talk about, which I thought was kind of whatever, but
whatever. Let's do a happy story for once. We always do downer stories. You know, we never do anything good. There's still greatness in the world. There's still people capable of good deeds in this world. This little girl, she's a kindergartner, 5 years old, doesn't know much about the world. You know, she goes to school, and every day she has milk as like a snack or in the cafeteria. And she noticed her best friend never had the milk because her parents couldn't afford it. So she says, I'm going to get out my piggy bank and I'm going to give enough money where she can have milk every day. Well, then I think her parents started to go fund me because there's other kids in school that also couldn't afford it. This is out of Michigan. And now they've raised, how much money have they raised on this? Quite a bit. It was like enough almost, I think, where a lot of the kids now are going to be able to get the snack, get the milk. It's little things like that when you're a kid that, yeah, they've raised more than $9,600 to support this cause. This is a beautiful story, and I don't think there's enough, especially on here, especially not. This is a sweet girl who's hopefully going to continue to do sweet things with her life. But to me, we talk about helping the disadvantaged, helping the poor. It starts here. It starts with one individual, if they're 5 years old or 50, stepping up, doing something good, people chipping in the money and helping. To me, it's a great story. It speaks volumes. The tweet you mentioned earlier, can we be kind to each other? This is the greatest example of kindness right here.
Amen, bro.
So I just wanted to give that little girl, as sweet as can be. I mean, this is just great. We need more of this in the world. Unfortunately, we got John Garofalo and Miss Williams at TSU doing bad things that the scale tips over to the bad side. But I believe still, to this day, there's more good people in the world, way more good people than bad people. That's how I always want to see the world. So, I don't know.
I hope you're right.
I hope so. But I just like that story. I thought it was cute. And
so do your kids have a piggy bank?
They do. And this week, actually, their school was collecting so every Monday pennies, Tuesday nickels, Wednesday dimes, and you move up. And they're collecting money for homeless people. And they got out every day, got their piggy banks, got money together. We packed it up. They took it to school, and they've been doing that every day. So I think it's awesome.
Could you go home and show them this story and see what their reaction is to it?
I could. Maybe I'll bring it up tomorrow.
And then report back to us.
I will report back what they say.
Let us know.
I mean, they'll probably be, I think kids do have good hearts, and usually their hearts are corrupted by adults they're around. It's just the way it is. I mean,
So your kids are in trouble.
No, they're going to be great. They're going to be the next president, vice president of America. It's going to be fantastic.
Like I said,
First
in
brothers.
trouble.
Yeah, First Brothers is president. We're running his brother. If you've watched House of Cards, they've got more ridiculous stories than that happening. But anyway, okay.
All right. So
we got any other stories?
Yeah, we got the one local Nashville story.
Okay, we'll do this and then we'll get to Dear John. Mayor Megan Barry, the tax queen of Nashville, has proposed a $5.2 billion, that's with a B, $5.2 billion transit plan that includes light rail and a downtown tunnel. Now, if you're familiar with Nashville, that's where we broadcast out of every week. The public transportation, it sucks because it pretty much doesn't exist. If you go to other big cities, Colorado, New York, Chicago, San Francisco, there's public transportation all around. And Nashville is moving into the big city status, and we have nothing. We have like buses. That's about it.
And our bus system is
we have a train that goes from Mount Juliet into Nashville, but I guess that really doesn't help the rest of Nashvillians trying to get around. So this is $5.2 billion proposal, and they're going to raise the taxes via a couple of different ways. The first way is right now our sales tax, I believe, is 0.7.
No, 9.25%.
It's 9.25, so they want to raise it 1% up to 10.25% by 2023. So they think that's going to raise a lot of money. And then they're also going to, I believe, the wheel tax. I think they're going to increase the wheel tax. Hotel.
Business,
okay.
Hotel, motel taxes, and rental car taxes.
Okay, there you go. Lee, what do you think?
I mean, Nashville has two options. Either build some kind of infrastructure or hope that driving cars really take off, because the traffic here is horrible.
Oh, it's the worst.
It's horrible.
It gets worse.
So yeah. So here's the thing. Like Nashville has historically been a very tourist funded enterprise, right?
For
and
sure.
Here recently, there's been it's one of the most growing cities in the city. So yeah, why shouldn't we have these things? I mean, if we're gonna have to deal with, gentrification, if we're gonna have to deal with the displacement of our traditional neighborhoods would basically just, carpetbaggers, for lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
Why shouldn't we have nice things to go along with it? Are we just supposed to take all the bad?
I mean, no, but here's my only problem with it. I wouldn't have a problem with, honestly, I mean, I'm not big on paying more taxes, but in this instance, we're going to have to step up and raise this money. This money does not exist. My only problem is I don't live in Davidson County. I live in Williamson County, which is outside of Nashville. Now, this would effectively affect me every day because I work in Nashville and I go buy lunch there and I buy things in Nashville when I go out. And if me and John go out, we go to bars, we eat food. So this would affect us, but I don't get a vote in this matter. This is going to be up to the people in Davidson County.
Good.
So my question is, will the people of Davidson County allow this vote to go through, John?
Probably not.
I'm torn. Davidson County is generally a left wing metropolis, as it were, and I think a lot of people
we're progressive. Okay, let's not call it left wing. Okay,
I know I said that.
He just said it.
He said metropolis.
He just said left wing.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading the chat. Okay.
They tend to vote to the left.
Okay, but I don't know if that makes them left wing. But okay, go ahead.
But
they're Antifa, bro.
I think that
Antifa.
This light rail needs to be broadened out because I mean the people it's going to affect most are people that live further out. I mean, if you live close to downtown Nashville, you're not going to use it. And the people who live in the inner city of Nashville, the ones that's going to be paying more.
It's not even true, John. What are you? It's not even true. Anyway,
David, how likely are you to use this light rail?
Oh, very much so.
Where do you live?
Williamson County.
All right, outside of Nashville.
Okay, let's be honest. Does anyone know the details on this light rail system?
Yeah, I mean, I've read it. I mean,
does John?
I'm saying
no,
that
I would say he probably does not. No.
But so you're saying the light rail is not going to be available to people that live downtown?
No, I'm saying that you're less likely to need it if you live downtown.
If you're going out, or I mean, it's supposed to eliminate cars in the Nashville area. It's basically younger people that come here to live in apartments and condos and units like that. It's supposed to discourage them really from getting cars and using the public transportation system.
Like
that's
New
my point. There's just there is a gross misunderstanding of what this transportation is even for. Of course, people aren't going to like it because people like you are going to be like, oh, this only benefits people in Rutherford and Williamson County.
Who, me?
Yeah,
no,
or John.
Oh no,
I'm saying
that's not even the point.
I'm talking about the price. That was the question that they was asking.
I just watch out for the left wingers, man, in Nashville.
The left wingers.
You know, they show up in the helmets and the black masks, and they've got clubs and they've got everything.
Nice top coat, Trump.
Antifa.
That's John's description of Nashville. They show up with these capes and these hats and Antifa.
They refuse to get on the rail system.
Let's break it down. John, you live in Davidson County.
I do.
Will you vote for this tax increase?
No.
Oh my God, Lee, will you vote for the tax increase?
Sure.
Okay, so we're split. So this is going to be interesting to watch this play out. It is needed, people. Go to a city like New York. This place is trash because it has no public I would love to go downtown and not have to worry about getting a lift back here or doing this or driving. I would love to come in downtown, spend some money. It's going to get people to spend money. You make the money back. It's 1%.
But the majority of the taxes, like I know, okay, so this increase will, in 2023, make us tied with Chicago with the nation's highest sales tax, right?
Okay.
But also, I
no
think
income tax, though.
There's no income tax.
Right.
But I think people are missing the point that business tax, hotel motel tax, and rental car taxes will be a part of it as well. And who pays for those services?
Tourists.
Exactly. And here's the thing. I would rather us spend $5.2 billion on a light rail system than a freaking football stadium owned by some multi-millionaire that wants the city to pay for their stadium, which they've already started talking about.
Right. Talking about the soccer stadium. Yeah.
And we're still paying for Nissan Stadium. Which is branded with Nissan. If we paid for it, then why can't we have it just because?
We got screwed on that one.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm saying. So we're probably going to get screwed on this too.
Well, the knock is it's making tourists pretty much pay for the light rail system more. And won't this affect poor people more so than people like us, middle class, upper middle class people?
A lot of people do say the sales tax is
it's a tax against the poor, right?
Is what people say, yes.
It's true, though. You can't say it kind of is. It totally is. Like, if you have less money to spend, this is going to affect you a lot more than me. I mean, I'm a guy that just goes out and spends money. Like, how much does that cost? I don't know.
I think they also said they were lowering the food tax. So,
okay.
But I mean, there's other ways you could do it, like luxury sales tax, for instance. I don't know. It's a lot of money. Any way you look at it,
well,
it's a huge amount of money.
We'll see.
So maybe we should just wait for self-driving cars.
We got Sammy saying no, John saying no, Lee saying yes. If I was here, I would vote for it, yes. But I don't, so I don't get a vote in it.
Maybe there's something else we could do, like be the first city in the nation to have a fleet of self-driving cars.
Maybe we could abolish the Girl Scouts, steal their cookies, and sell them and raise the money for the light rail. We'd make it like in 2 weeks.
That, sir, is misogynistic.
Why? I'm talking about the cookies.
You're talking about the cookies.
I didn't say
those
nothing
things
about
are
the
delicious.
girls. Yeah, I didn't say anything about the girls.
You're going to abolish the Girl Scouts.
Well, they're already joining the Boy Scouts. I thought it was going to be Scouts across America or whatever, right?
All right.
I'm not hitting misogyny alert on that. Okay. The same. It's like your taxes won't be affected in Williamson County. Yes, I know that. That's why I say I don't get to vote on it. But I'll be paying the taxes because I just said I spend money in Nashville.
But what taxes do you pay in Williamson County? Do you have an income tax? No.
No, but
so we're like
Spring Hill has a tax and we pay it. And
so if I wanted to dodge, I could go down to Williamson County and buy my goods and services. I could go down to the Cool Springs Mall.
You could. Yeah, you could. Why would you? I try to shop.
Why would you come to Nashville?
So I live in Spring Hill. I try to buy a lot of stuff in Spring Hill if I can, especially groceries and things like that.
Most people spend their money close to their house when they can.
Right. I try to. Like if there's something that's close in between me and Columbia or me and that's the city next to me, I try to spend my money locally to local businesses. I mean, I
spend my money on Amazon. Okay.
Well,
let's be honest. Okay.
There you go.
If you can deliver it in a box to my house, we eliminate cars altogether. Okay. I'll just stay home.
Well, I can't stay home. My job won't allow it.
I'll just stay home. We'll all just stay home.
Okay, there we go.
How's that?
All right.
No more cars.
Speaking of staying home, John gives advice every week on the show. Do we have a Dear John for this week? We do? All right, let's go.
Dear John, Dear John, by the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
All right, so Lee's going to read a email somebody sent us, and John is going to give them advice.
So this one comes in. Dear John, my husband, Ralph, and I have been married for 30 years. He recently started receiving sexually oriented texts from a male coworker. I'll call Mike. What Ralph once read out loud to me saying, quote, "He's such a goof, listen to this," has now become covert reading for him. Ralph and I have no secrets. Our phones are accessible to each other, so sometimes if his phone is lying around, I'll see things such as, quote, "sitting on the deck with just a towel on the bits and pieces, nice breeze," with heart eye emojis. They are later deleted. I have asked Ralph point blank if he has feelings for Mike, which he denies, but he won't ask him to stop either. Ralph knows this worries me, and he is questioning our relationship. I'm tempted to contact Mike myself, but I'm not sure if that's the best way to proceed. Thoughts from Baffled in St. Louis.
First of all, you should not confront Mike. What it sounds like is it's just guys being stupid. I think that if your relationship has not changed, if this is the only thing that's different in any way of your relationship, let it go. David apparently disagrees, which is fine.
John, tell me. I can't even look at you.
You've never known somebody that make a gay joke and then being straight.
I've never known dudes to be texting each other back and forth about sitting out on the back patio with sexually suggested text, deleting them. No, I've never known that. That's not my life, bro.
That doesn't sound like.
I'm saying I'm willing to bet that's not how it started. They're just one-upping each other.
It sounds to me that maybe your husband is into guys. I don't know. The best way. I don't know.
I'm saying we'd have to get more information. But
You've got the information.
If that's the only thing that's changed in the relationship, the husband and wife, is exactly the same.
Yeah.
But he's getting some goofy texts, then there's probably nothing wrong with the relationship.
From the chat, from Sammy, my wife says that's awful advice, John. Thank you. We hear that a lot in the chat, but I think you have to ask your husband. You have to sit down with your husband and have a real conversation.
Apparently, she did.
A real one, not nonsense. Just go, hey. Those texts bother me. Can you ask him to please stop? I mean,
I don't even.
It'd be unacceptable.
No,
it'd be unacceptable from a woman.
Beyond that.
What if a woman was sending these texts? Hold on, wait. Hold on. I want to ask Johnny. What if a woman was sending these texts? Would that be all right?
It'd be way different because he's obviously attracted to women because he's married to one.
Well, he might be attracted to men,
wrong,
John.
You're wrong.
It doesn't mean he's attracted to women because he's married. There's many gay guys that are married to women just because.
Well, then this Dear John letter would be a lot different. I think.
Maybe he's just found out that he's attracted to men after a 30-year marriage.
He could be.
Here's the point. Do you ever delete any of your text? Ever?
Me? Probably not, no.
Do you ever delete any of your text?
Not really, no.
Do you know anyone that deletes text?
I do know some people that do.
So what is the purpose for deleting text?
Well, either you're hiding something or you're type A and you got to have your inbox totally clean, which I do know some people like that. But
I don't think Ralph is a type A.
I would say not.
She wouldn't bring it up. Obviously, if you're deleting a text, it's because you're hiding something.
Well, what if she's upset about it, but he doesn't think it's a big deal? He's deleting the text, so she don't have to see it.
John, if I started sending you sexually suggestive
with
texts
heart
like
eye
this,
emojis,
with heart eye emojis, I mean, you would think something's wrong, right?
You, because I know you.
Okay, somebody
I
you
know
work
that's
with.
not that kind of humor.
Somebody you work with.
No.
There's some people I work with.
So
that
it would
like
be
that.
funny at first, but let's say it kept going on and on and on.
I mean, if Robin wanted me to quit, I would tell him to stop doing it.
You want me to quit, baby? I will.
If you want me to quit texting my male coworkers sexually suggestive text, I'll quit. I think if you have to say those words out loud, your marriage is in a little bit of...
She didn't say that he's sending anything back. She just said that he's receiving them.
Oh, you know he's sending stuff back.
Yeah, for sure. If he's deleting his text. Here, I mean, look, woman, whoever you are, wherever you're from, I forget where you're from, but...
Michigan.
You got to make a choice here. Either you let the man go out and play and accept that in your marriage, or you got to have a come to Jesus meeting and just go, you know, this is unacceptable. Because like I said, you got to look at it. If it was a woman sending it, it'd be wrong. We don't know.
I don't even like that. That is shouldn't even be a consideration. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Gender neutral. These texts are unacceptable. We know, you know, it. John.
John with the locker talk. Just locker talk. Just locker texting.
From the chat, Sammy, quick, give me John's number so I can text him.
All right, so do we want to give John a chance at a redemption? Because I felt like that advice.
I think he's sticking by his guns.
No, I'm just saying we have another one if we have time.
Go ahead.
All right, so we heard the first piece of advice.
We struck out on the first one.
So we have another one that came in that says, Dear John, my boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years and we are doing great. We both have careers we enjoy. However, he makes more money in a week than I sometimes earn in a month. Neither of us have financial problems, but I feel like this makes him superior to me. Am I shallow for comparing the two of us this way? He assures me that he will love me the same regardless of how much money I make, or even if I choose not to work at all. We have been talking about buying a house and moving in together. Should I give in and let him take care of me, or consider higher paying job opportunities that would allow me to feel better about myself and pull my fair share of the weight? From Kristen in New York.
Here we go.
If your bills are being met, don't worry about it. Just be happy. I mean, so what if he makes more than you? I mean, would you prefer you stay that and he get a lower paying job? I mean, yeah, just be happy.
Did you sign a prenup? If not, who cares? I mean, you got this guy. You got him. That house is half yours, baby. And if he tries to leave, trust me, the courts are going to side with you. You get alimony for the rest of your life. What I would say is, do you? And she didn't really say.
If you love him, then. But it doesn't matter.
But I think she's having a problem with her. She considers her self-worth by how much money she has.
Right.
Right. So is that an issue?
Well, I would say if you feel it in your heart, it's what you want to choose. I mean, if you feel you need to make more money and you need to have a career, then yeah, you need to go out and do it. I'm just telling you right now, if my wife came home and she's making double what she's making now and said, hey, you can stay at home, be a stay-at-home dad.
Off guns at TSU, right?
I'm out, baby. I quit my job that day and I'm out. I mean, that's me. But I don't put a lot of stock in how much money I make or a job. Some people do. So
let me jump in here too, because this is something that kind of made me. I had a conversation about this not too long ago. It seems like in olden days, when a man and woman were married or together, their expenses were as one. But today it seems way more common for married people to have like split accounts,
mm-hmm.
you know, the prenup, for instance, mm-hmm. and have completely different financial tracks and holdings. How do you feel about that?
I think it was better back in the day.
I mean, did you sign a prenup? Y'all are both married.
I didn't.
I did not. No, I mean,
is your wife worth more than you?
Probably, yeah.
Mine makes more than I do.
Do you need a divorce lawyer? You could have half of it right now, baby.
I guess I
Just
could
cash
have.
out.
I guess I could have cash. Cash me outside.
Cash me out right now.
No, I mean, like I said, I'm not really. I provide some things with my job that she doesn't with her job, so I feel it kind of balances out. And I have a job that affords me to stay home with the kids if they're sick and things like that. So there's trade-offs you got to make. You know, I've never been one that said I'm going to define myself by my career. That was just never me. You know, but there's some guys I meet that are, and girls too, that are totally 100% defined by their career. You know, I think it's just, what do you want to do? I mean, if you're happy being a stay-at-home wife, maybe you could pick up a hobby or a part-time job, or you could start your own job. Maybe you have a passion that you want to go for. This is the time to do it, because you're going to wake up one day 20 years from now stuck in a crappy office job, sitting in a cubicle wishing you had done those things you could have done earlier. So, you know, if you think he loves you and you're happy with your relationship.
I mean, Dave's right. You got a license to play right now.
All right, so it's locker sexed and be happy.
Yes.
Wait, license to play? How did that come up again?
Like he said, he said if there's something that you're passionate about, I mean, this is the one time in her life that she could actually do that.
My wife the other day said, why don't you make some, she was joking, we say, why don't you make some money doing the podcast? I go, well, let me be off for a year and I'll build this thing up and make money.
What'd you say to that?
Nothing. She kind of laughed.
Oh.
Yep. So... so yes, find a hobby or a fun job and just be happy.
Right,
so
roll the tape.
So there you go, John. Any last words before I hit the outro music? You sticking with all your advice?
I'm sticking.
There you go. You are sticking. All right.
You got a license to play, baby. You got a license to advice. All right, just for the record, John does not have a license.
No, John is not a licensed therapist or counselor. Remember that. Do we gonna do some selfies this week, man? I know some people.
Yeah.
All right, so every couple weeks we hit on the Blame Your Selfie game. We encourage people to send in their selfies to us. Use the hashtag #BlameYourSelfie, and we will feature your pictures on the show. We had a lot of submissions over the last 2 weeks, so we want to go ahead and highlight some of our awesome, amazing listeners, fans, friends, blamers, whatever you want to call yourself. We'll go ahead and we'll get started right now. First selfie comes to us from a guy giving out advice to the masses. It's John at Twitterello, says 2/3 of a Groupon suit. Hashtag blame your selfie.
Where's the
and if you
missing third?
The jacket.
The jacket was too hot. So
I would just say this: go back and check out our YouTube page. I correctly identified John's crappy Groupon suit in record time. So take it for what it is. All right, go ahead. All right, here we go. The next one this is from Jenny's at J.
We have a series from Jenny's this week.
So Jenny's is JENN's, and this is the first one at BYB Pod. Blame Your Selfie. This is her working at a haunted house. Do you know what it's called? I'll look it up.
Nashville Nightmare.
Nashville Nightmare, and this is some of her outfits.
This one is quite gruesome.
It said getting ready to haunt. Hashtag blame your selfie, and that is it's like a
Leatherface?
Kind of Leatherface mask, yeah. So it's digging that look there. There she is. It says, that awkward moment when you think you might just be cuter in your zombie makeup. Hashtag blame your selfie.
I've had that kind of morning myself.
Yeah.
I assume it's morning because I'm not a morning person.
I dig the glasses. I dig the leopard print. I think it's cool. I think...
we have one more. The zombie
there we go.
Nice.
All right. It says, hashtag blame your selfie, zombie life at Nashville Nightmare. So if you're in Nashville...
That's some well-done zombie makeup.
Yeah, it's really good.
Sure.
If you're in Nashville, go check out Nashville Nightmare, the haunted house. There's been talks of us recording an episode out there. We will see. I don't know. I can't promise anything.
We will see.
I would love to. All right, here is Rose Coppertop, who we have missed severely in the selfie world. It says, Thursday is coming. Are you ready to hashtag blame your selfie, or would you rather blame your brother? At BYB Pod.
I've been enjoying her Inktober entries, and today she posted some poetry.
And we retweeted that, and
it's pretty good.
That blue shirt looks pretty amazing.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. All right, so
moving on,
dude. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I know. I watched the first episode of the new season. I don't think my wife is a fan.
It's really the best show.
I could see that you really like that because it's just them constantly yelling at each other.
It's me on another spectrum. I wish I could be Larry David. I'm just not that.
You're too nice.
Yeah, I'm too nice.
You're the nice Larry David.
I like that. It's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Grady's got another hashtag.
Okay. I don't know who this is, but hey, we appreciate it. This is at Barely Ready Broad.
Barely Ready
Broad, and he's barely ready, and this is him. Hashtag blame your selfie, and he
does that look like A city we know?
Some city. I don't know.
It looks like way too flat to be Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, it can't be Nashville. But, yeah, we appreciate the thing. Got a
little
got the beard
black
going on
and
there.
white.
Yeah, not
Very
bad.
clear.
Very
I like
arty.
it.
All right, this is our boy here, Pizza Dad Lives, who gives the best Twitter recaps in the business. Go to our page after the podcast drops on Friday. He usually recaps the episode with some funny tweets. So happy Thursday, #workflow, #Thursday, #earbuds, #podcast, #tweeting, #blame your selfie. Jeff in the green shirt, we dig it.
Making it happen.
This is Sammy, says, my grandson wanted Paw to wear a My Little Pony mask, #blame your selfie. So Sammy at Finger Podcast became a brony this week.
I didn't know. I didn't know he was a brony.
I didn't either.
I
but
didn't
now
know.
I do.
Bro, what are you doing with your life?
What does your wife think about this? No, she's not in the picture. Are you texting other bronies? John says it's cool, though, so don't worry about it.
Bronies sexting.
John, brony sexting? Totally cool?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Just if it's a joke.
Just if it's locker room
As long as he
jokes.
doesn't tell you he loves you.
As long as you don't look him in the eyes, it's totally
don't end it with seriously, bro.
totally serious. All right, here's this Sarah at Caution Spoilers and says, school mom's night out at a Mexican place, so expect a sombrero selfie later. I didn't see one, but here's
I saw it.
Here's a sober one going on with. So this is Sarah at Caution Spoilers. Go check her out. She does great movie reviews, and you can if you can't go to the movies and you want to read about all the movies that are coming out, go to at Caution Spoilers or websites on there. You enjoy
I think
it.
if you go see a movie, we've all had that experience where you go see a movie and then you want to talk about it, you know, or you want to know more about it.
Right.
To me, that's the best time to watch a review.
Yeah, for sure.
So go watch the movie and then check out what other people are saying.
There you go.
About
So Sarah's the best. We really enjoy her over the pond. So there we go. Is that all the blame your selfies for this week?
That's it.
All right, cool. Well, let's move on to Major Key of the Week.
I got the keys.
So let me give you a major key. Where is the key?
That is not the key. I want the key.
Give us the keys. So let me give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
All right, so Major Key of the Week is a life lesson we learned from today's episode.
Another one.
Oh boy, there's so.
I thought about the key we had last week, and I was just like, I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, but I like what you just.
Rape is bad. What are you talking about?
No, but it's just like that's common sense. It's outside
never go full rat tail is common sense, but yeah, we had to put it up there. I mean, come on.
I don't know.
Always know who's your daddy. I mean,
what did you just say about don't look him in the eye or something?
Yeah, I forget how I worded it, but basically, it's okay as long as you don't look him in the eye.
It's okay as long as you don't look him in the eye. See, that would be awkward if we followed 63 and 62.
I think it's
rape
perfect.
Is bad.
No, I think it's perfect. Type it up there.
Okay.
It's okay as long as you don't look him in the eye. That's the major key for episode 63.
You really do have the key.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
And coming in second place, don't listen to John from Sammy in the chat. So there we go. All right. So that was our major key of the week, guys. That's just having fun with it. Check out those keys on the website, and you can live your life and be a winner. All right. So that is the end of another episode of Blame Your Brother. Hey, there's many ways you can check us out. We encourage you to go to bybpod.com, bybpod.com. That's our website. There's where you can get all the links to all the past episodes. They're all there. If you miss one, or if you want to go back and listen to them, they're fun to go listen to. So go do that at bybpod.com. There's social media links on the right side. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then come hang out with us on Thursday when we record live. You can grab the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play, anywhere podcasts are available, you can get it right there. If you're going to be purchasing anything through Amazon, I had actually someone message me yesterday and said they were going to be making some big purchases on Amazon, so they asked about the link. Just go to bybpod.com, click on that Amazon link. It'll take you back to Amazon. We'll be tied into it, and we'll get a small percentage of your sales. Doesn't cost you any extra. It's not like a Megan Berry tax. We're not going to charge you extra for using that link. Also, streamed every Thursday on Radio Vegas Rocks. That's radiovegas.rocks on the web. Go check them out. Great network that's been streaming us from day one. They have a great number of podcasts, radio shows, comedy shows, all kinds of fun things. If you get the TuneIn app and you search for Radio Vegas Rocks, you can listen to them all day long. Listen to us and then go listen to Radio Vegas Rocks. Go like our Facebook page, and you can email the show. If you If you want to have John give you bad advice, all you got to do is email the show. It's anonymous.
That's all it takes.
You can put in any name you want, any email you want. It will come to us regardless. So we'd love for you to send us in your questions, and we would love to hear John's responses to locker room talk questions for sure. And then you can donate to the show as well. Go to the bottom of the page. Send us a lot of money. Okay, so that's about it, I believe. Lee, anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.